the first thing that I want to clarify for sure is that everybody wants to make sure the data is private and secure, and that is of paramount importance. This is even without any governmental or any regulatory supervision. Every company or every organization will not work with anyone if the data is not private and secure. So we don't even take the data out of their premises. We work, the data doesn't leave their cloud or their premises. So that's the first thing, that we make sure that the data is completely private and secure. We are sort of ISO SOC 2 certified for that reason. But the other part of the question is that many of the companies that we work with also have an AI assurance council or some version of that, which is to make sure that you're using AI responsibly. So that comes into place in two or three different facets of the enterprise world. One is that if it's an application or a use case which using AI to interact with consumers, um, that has a higher degree of supervision, or higher degree of higher filter for figuring out if this AI is safe or not, because then you're responsible as a company for that. So we don't sort of build that many use cases that works directly with consumers, and in the cases where we do, it goes through rigorous testing far more than internal data. um, in the case of um, internal data, I think companies are definitely looking at ways in which agents are not completely autonomous, and any decisions that are taken need to be held. Somebody has to be held accountable for that. You don't want to be in a situation where you say, "I don't know, the agent did it." Right? You can't be in that. You can't be in that mode. So they're happy to be using it for data, decisions, and insights. But when it comes to actions, there are far more higher guardrails. So a simple example is, for example, if you want to automate your entire digital marketing. So you can connect our AI to Google APIs or Facebook APIs, and it'll tell you exactly what's going wrong with your campaign. It'll suggest what you should do, and if they want to, they can take the action right there. But taking the action right there means that that there's a budget involved, and there's somebody who has to be held accountable for that. So if you build an agent that takes an action automatically, um, there are some questions and doubts on how in the future that is sustainable. So I think companies are like, okay, let's make sure that there are decision points which are to be taken by a human, because these involve financial decisions, strategic decisions. That point has to still be somebody has to be accountable for that, and we have to have observability on that. But the other stuff can be done by agents.